Detective Comics issue 1030 finds Chris Nakano having a nightmare about his dead partner, who while covered in fire grabs the young officer, telling him that he should have been the one to die, since it's all Nakano's fault he went through the door first. Through the fire comes Batman, who offers up Nakano's missing eye, wondering if he's looking for this. Nakano realizes his eye is missing, but Batman says it's not since it's right there in his hand, and now everything the man has witnessed belongs to him and the Joker now, since this is what happens when you put yourself in the middle of vigilantes and villains. Nakano demands that Batman give his eye back as the flames engulf him, told by Batman that he would be lying if he said Gotham would remember Nakano and his partner, because they won't. Chris awakens from his nightmare, comforted by his wife who reassures him that it was just a bad dream. Chris smashes one of the masks that are hanging on the wall above their bed, knowing that this is all the mask's fault since they represent secrets and lies. Koyuki tries to calm her husband, telling him that maybe he should reassess running for mayor since it might be too much pressure for him. Chris knows that that's why he needs to run, since it's a fight he has to win, not just for Gotham, but for their soon-to-be-born child. His wife doesn't want the fight to consume him, and Chris promises it won't, since the seeds of his movement have been planted and they are taking root, so he just needs to be louder to help push past the fringe so every soul in the city understands that vigilantes are dangerous without transparency. In the recent past, Batman remembers when Damien quit being Robin and quit the Teen Titans, ripping his symbol from his chest and throwing it away. Bruce could see the relief in his son's face when he did it, knowing that the R is a burden and an anchor and it was holding him back. In the present, as Batman takes off across the rooftops, he follows the clues he has gotten that will hopefully lead him to Damien and to the Black Casebook, knowing the boy wanted him to know he stole the book to prove something to him. He remembers when Damien beat him in front of the Titans, each hit growing angrier and angrier, but Bruce never hit back, something he knew Damien was well aware of. Bruce had thought that his son had gotten a handle on his volatility, but he was wrong, and now he's worse than ever, and with the boy exhibiting no self-control, it's only going to get worse. Bruce knows as a father, his great expectations need to be tempered from time to time, and if there's one thing he knows, it's that Damien doesn't want to be found, so he faces an uphill battle now. Landing on a roof, Batman meets with the family, knowing like him they have all been suffering an uptick with anti-vigilante crowds, many of which are interfering with their work, even trying to trap and unmask the heroes. Duke isn't too happy that they are now patrolling a city that is targeting them, and the family agree that with someone on every corner plotting to unmask them, it's not safe. Nightwing knows that they need to get ahead of this and defuse the group by convincing them that they aren't bad people. Batman knows that that's going to be tough since after the boat rescue, Chris Nakano is gunning for vigilantes even harder than ever, and it's a bell he will continue to ring until long after he wins the election. Bruce asks about Damien, but the team haven't seen him, so he tells them how Damien quit the Teen Titans and quit being Robin. He knows the boy is in Gotham and wants to speak with him, hoping the family will let him know of any contact with him. The family agree to, as Duke is glad that Bruce called this meeting, since now he knows he's not alone with the challenges they have to deal with now. Bruce knows he didn't call the meeting, thinking that Nightwing did, but Dick knows he didn't either. Suddenly the rooftop is covered with the people after the vigilantes, calling for no more bats. The Mirror leads the charge as the Bat family escape the roof. Damien meanwhile opens the Black Casebook, looking through the different crimes, all of which were attempts on a young Bruce Wayne's life, long before he became Batman. The assassination attempts soon ended abruptly as Damien breaks into the GCPD records room, retrieving a file on one of Bruce and Alfred's assassination attempts. Taking pictures of the files, Damien finds one name responded to all of the crimes, a Detective Catherine Podolsky. Damien knows that his father must be getting slow since in less than a week he's already got a suspect to a Black Casebook file, planning on giving the detective a visit. Detective Comics issue 1030 was a fantastic continuation of Tomasi's new Mirror storyline, this time focusing a little more on Nakano and the trauma he endured during Joker War. I really like Tomasi's exploration of the mask theme here and how much of the time it's not in the literal sense, as everyone wears masks around each other to hide something in plain sight. The book does a great job balancing out that portion of the story along with Batman dealing with his rogue son after the fallout of Damien quitting the Robin mantle and the Teen Titans, bringing back the Black Casebook for an interesting new story about someone trying to kill a young Bruce Wayne. I'm intrigued to see how Tomasi is going to wrangle all these different plot threads and bring them all together as we enter his final 3 issues, but I have faith in the man since he hasn't let me down so far. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.